Donald Trump's visit to China began with hope of breakthroughs on outstanding issues of bilateral and global concerns. But the U.S. president's 43-hour trip to China seems to have been a non-event on these fronts. As details about policy achievements during Trump's China visit remain sketchy, let's now take a look at the events that made headlines. Underneath the friendly posture, both sides created a firewall of cybersecurity. The U.S. delegation entered China under an unprecedented digital lockdown. Personal phones, laptops and tablets were replaced by temporary clean devices with minimal data and restricted access. The U.S. delegation exchanged messages via tightly monitored systems. Officials were also asked to avoid hotel Wi-Fi and public charging stations. President Trump and President Xi shook hands at the Great Hall of the People of Beijing. Both leaders posed for a picture. Trump and Xi held bilateral talks at this venue and then headed to the 600-year-old Temple of Heaven. That's where Trump said that China is beautiful in response to a question on Taiwan.
How were your talks, sir?
It's great.
Did you talk about Taiwan,
Great place.
Mr. President?
Incredible. China is beautiful.
Did you talk about Taiwan, Mr. President?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, did you talk about Taiwan?
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Behind the scenes, a heated exchange took place between Chinese and American journalists. The incident happened when the American journalist attempted to join President Trump's motorcade following the bilateral meeting. During the exchange, a Chinese journalist said, and I quote, "This is my country." On the second day of Trump's China visit, Xi took him for a tour of his 1,500-acre compound called Zhongnanhai. The U.S. president asked Xi if he often brings foreign dignitaries to the compound. Xi said that it's rare, but Russian President Putin had been there. The U.S. president seemed impressed by the roses in the gardens, and he also asked Xi Jinping to give him rose seeds for the White House rose garden.
These are the most beautiful roses anyone's ever seen. I asked the president, could you get me some for the rose garden? And he said, yes. I've never seen roses so big.
Among all the moments, one picture is going viral on social media. It shows Donald Trump and Xi Jinping sitting side by side. In this picture, Trump appears to be seated a little below Xi Jinping. The seat, in fact, seems small for his size, while Xi looks to be sitting above Trump in a similar-looking seat. Now, according to the White House, U.S. President's height is 6'3", while Chinese President Xi Jinping is between 5'9" and 5'11". That will make the height difference between the two leaders at least 4 inches. But it appeared to be a little less in real-life pictures. On his way back to Washington, the U.S. President was asked if he had questioned Xi about China's alleged cyber attacks on the U.S. But the President responded saying the U.S. also spies on China.
No, I'm talking about spying. The question was asked to me yesterday, I guess. What about the fact that China's spying in the United States? I said, well, it's one of those things because we spy like hell on them too.
Trump's China visit seemed to be all about pleasantries, but no substantial takeaways have emerged from the U.S. president. Issues like Taiwan, Iran, trade and tech still remain unresolved.